A lot of people ask me, why would you want to go back to what has failed? But because we're starting it again, we could see it with new lenses. If we can actually tell stories in a very effective way, we can raise capital at a much bigger level, and that kind of got me into crypto. Definitely, there have been times that I've been seated in a dark room, not shaved for days and even weeks. And I always remind myself that what I'm doing today is my dream, and every day that I'm living my dream is a gift.
Prakash, thank you so much for being here today. So I feel like I have to start with your early years and how you were like as a kid growing up, and where did you grow up?
Sure. I'm born and bred in Singapore. My family ancestry is from Sri Lanka. Singapore's home, very much part of the soil. Ever since as a kid, I've always been a dreamer. It sometimes can be seen as a bad thing, but I would say that it's defined who I am today. And I've always dreamt about, being in business. I've always dreamt about building stuff that would be of service to people, right? So that's always something that I've always kept as close to my heart. I started my entrepreneurship journey, as a kid, right? I could sell anything that I could sell, from spiders to erasers to, I'll organize my friends to do car washes, and we will, make some money and, buy our soccer gear. And that's something that's always been very close to my heart and something very passionate. While I was serving national service in Singapore, I had the opportunity of, again, helping people with their businesses. I was kind of like a broker of sorts, introducing people to buyers and kind of making money with that. And just as I was about to finish my national service, my godfather needed a website to be done, and I put together a team. And then, that was the .com period, and I saw it as a great opportunity for us to get into the space. And that's when I really started my first company. It was called Angel Dynamics. Lasted for about 2 years. It was a boom period. There were a lot of .com companies that needed websites to be built. We, offered that service. We made some money. We built a team. But of course, the .com bubble burst, and we all came crashing down. And then shortly after that, I got together with another group of guys, and we started a company called Yolk. Literally the day that we sat down to start the company was September 11, 2001. It was a very dark day, and that's why we chose a name like Yolk, because we wanted to be, some positivity and brightness during a very dark period. And again, I went back into the very same business that I had built and failed. And again, a lot of people ask me, why would you want to go back to, what has failed? But because we're starting it again, we could see it with new lenses. And we focused a lot on creativity, right? We focused on working with the best talents out there and delivering a very creative solution that built a brand for us. That company lasted about 10 years before we got acquired by a group called WPP, and then we became part of a larger ecosystem. I lasted another 4 years as part of a network, and then I realized that I'm a free spirit. I enjoy being entrepreneurial. And then I left, I took a year sabbatical. And during that 1 year, I actually got a chance to meet a whole lot of established business people. And I, because I was not selling anything, I just bought them a meal, had a casual conversation with them, and actually kind of researched on, what was going on with them, what were their success, what are some of the milestones that they achieved, and maybe some of the regrets they actually had. And that really inspired me to kind of see, what are the ways that I want to shape the life that I have. And that kind of brought me into a whole journey of building companies, helping companies sell. We were fortunate to do a listing in 2016 in NASDAQ in Sweden. And that really gave me this opportunity to see that, if we can actually tell stories in a very effective way, we can raise capital at a much bigger level. And that kind of got me into crypto, right? Where we ran IDOs, and my key role was to help project owners to tell stories a lot better and to speak that story effectively to the investors, right? I meet with a lot of projects that have very strong technical background, but they can't sell because they can't tell stories, right? So that's really the journey that I've taken. I've used the media experience that I've had in the projects that we're working with, and I strongly believe that blockchain as well as the internet, as long as you put your time there, you put all your effort into it, and you believe in the platform, it will always pay back, right? And sometimes it may take a lot longer, but it allows us to actually have an equal opportunity to succeed without the need to be born in a rich family or to know all the right people, because the internet levels the fields and gives us an opportunity to shine.
Do you have an inspiration in your life?
I've always had mentors, and I would say my godfather, who's also my cousin. He's been a great inspiration to me. He was a career diplomat who came into the media business. So everything that I do, I've actually been inspired by him. I take after him. And even till today, when I give a keynote speech, I always reach out to him, and he always gives me tips and tricks, and he kind of coaches me even till today, even though he's retired.
There's so many aspiring entrepreneurs out there who doesn't have a brilliant idea or doesn't even know what to start. And so for you, in order for you to be able to build something, you actually took the time, right, to sit down and just think of an idea. What would be your biggest advice for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Sure. I would say it's all about the team. These days, investors seldom or never invest in a single founder. And the team needs to come with multiple backgrounds. You need someone who is of a technical background. If you don't have a CTO as your co-founding team, it's going to be impossible for you to raise capital. And I think once that team kind of forms together, you bring together your Avengers, ideally people that you have worked with before in things that has worked and maybe even things that have failed. But you need to know their strengths, and as the leader, you need to bring out the strengths so that the weaknesses start to disappear. And the team needs to learn to work together. So we need to have a clear vision, and we need to be able to communicate that vision to the team as well as everyone else who joins us right after that.
Tell me your lowest point of your life.
Well, sometimes when a business fails, it's a boulevard of broken dreams, right? And for every success that we've had 10 failures. And sometimes coming out of that dark period is the hardest. But I feel that, as we grow in this entrepreneurial journey, we build this superhero power called thick-skinnedness. And that, allows us to kind of pick ourselves up and, take no for an answer. But definitely, there have been times that I've been seated in a dark room, having not shaved for days and even weeks, and sometimes even considering going to seek employment or even going to, do something completely different. And I always remind myself that what I'm doing today is my dream, and every day that I'm living my dream is a gift, right? And it allows me to shape it in the way that I want to do it in my own terms, and really that's a great honor.
If I were to take a look at your vision board, what are the things in it?
Well, that really changes. I mean, at this point in time, I've got 2 young kids, and my vision is really to, spend less time at work, but deliver a lot more value and eventually to see them grow. I'm on a 5-year journey towards, building strong teams that eventually would be able to lead the businesses that we are running, but be able to, carry it to the next level and carry it even further to where we're going. And yeah, I would say that my vision is really being able to spend a lot more time for your loved ones, not just the kids, but also your family members and anyone who really needs your time. Because I feel that the most valuable asset that we all own is time, and when we lose that, it's gone. And sometimes bringing a whole lot of regret to our grave is not going to be, an achievement. And I think as we evolve, I want to be healthier. I want to spend more time enjoying my pursuits of passion, and also doing good, right? I think there's a whole lot of opportunity for us to be an impact and be a blessing, and I think that's something that I really will want to do beyond the next 5 years.
What is the legacy you want to leave the world behind?
Definitely finding solutions to today's problems is one key area. I believe social impact and social enterprises is something that I'm very passionate about. And I think the blockchain, which is the medium of where I'm putting all my energy into, will have solutions to a lot of today's problems. And I think that's the legacy that I want to build, not just how much wealth you've created for yourself, but the impact that we have left behind. And that's something that I want people to continuously talk about.
Prakash, you're wiser than ancient years, I would say. Thank you so much for telling your story. You have been such a huge inspiration in the community. And yeah, super glad I met you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.